Run it back nation. What is good? Sixers sickos. What is good? We're going to talk about the Philadelphia 76ers last roster spot and a player that people are talking about might actually be a good idea to sign to that roster spot at the power forward position, and many more things. Hit the like button for me one time before we get into it. This is brought to you by BetUS. Shit. There we go.
BetUS, America's favorite sportsbook and casino. Live betting and racebook. We're celebrating 30 years with a historic offer. A 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. Plus 10% gambler's insurance. Get started today. BetUS, where the game begins.
We're over on the BetUS website, and I just want to show you guys some different things here. This is what it looks like when you bet on baseball, and you can go to baseball props for certain games, and they have everything you could possibly think of, including, win by an exact number of runs, first team to 2 runs, on and on and on. I mean, there's literally everything you could possibly think of. We're going to drop something on the Phillies beating the Marlins tonight by exactly 3 runs, a plus 850. Drop 20 on that. What do we got? Drop 20 on that. It pays out 170. There you go. Lock it in. You can get 125% deposit bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000 and 10% gambler's insurance on BetUS using the link in my description. Thank you to BetUS for sponsoring the channel. Now let's get into it. So, a lot of times I'll just go right on Google. I'll type in Sixers and I'll just see what people are talking about, especially in August, in the middle of the really quiet time off season. And here's an article by Liberty Ballers. The Sixers could use a 4. Would French forward Gershon Yabusele make sense? And I was, while we were watching the Olympics, I was talking about Yabusele. The dude's an absolute tank. And I was saying, and he's a rebounding machine. He's very physical. And I was saying, how is this guy not in the NBA? And people were letting me know live on the stream that he was actually in the NBA before. He hasn't been in the NBA since 2019, I believe, but his performance in the Olympics, and especially a dunk on LeBron James in the gold medal match, has people talking about should he, be considered for an NBA contract. And then you look at who could use a strong, rebounding, physical power forward, and you start to say maybe the Sixers should actually consider. Let's read what Paul Hudrick wrote on Liberty Ballers about this exact topic. Yabusele hasn't played in the NBA since 2019, but appears to be ready for his next shot after a strong run in the Olympics. Should the Sixers have interest? LeBron James was Team USA's most consistent player, earning Paris Olympics MVP award for the gold-winning Americans. He did so at 39 years old. Insane stuff. I completely agree with that. It's absolutely ridiculous for somebody to be leading the gold medal winning team in the Olympics while having a gray beard. LeBron James is not human. He's from a different planet. We already know that. Or go ahead, type in the comments, HGH, as you normally do whenever I mention LeBron James. But there was one blight on the Kings' impressive resume. In the gold medal game against France, LeBron attempted to draw a charge but was late getting to his spot. The man who has posterized so many was the victim this time around. And there's the clip of Yabusele dunking on LeBron James, which YouTube would nail me for if I hit play on that. The perpetrator was French forward Gershon Yabusele, a power forward built like a tank. Yabusele dropped 20 against the U.S. and was probably the French side's second best player behind the utterly freakish Victor Wembanyama. The 28-year-old had a strong tournament, averaging 14 points per game on 51% shooting from the field. He was named to all second team for the Paris Games, joining a talented crew of NBA players. Is there a team with an open roster spot that could use a true power forward? And looking at Yabusele, I was saying on the broadcast, this dude is huge. Like, really a gigantic man, and he's 6'8", 275. He's 6'8", 275. He can't shoot from the outside, and he does a little bit. I saw him put up a couple of 3-point attempts, a couple of jump shot attempts here and there, and he hits them here and there, but I didn't look up at his percentage, but it can't be high. He's not a good perimeter shooter. So playing him alongside Joel Embiid probably wouldn't be a great idea. Andre Drummond being the backup center, also not a floor stretcher. But in like maybe bench minutes in or certain games where Joel's not playing and things like that, he could have a spot on the Sixers team. That's just my opinion. Give me your opinion in the comments. Jokes aside, would it make sense for the Sixers to take a flyer on a player like Yabusele? It was nearly a decade ago that Yabusele was selected by the Boston Celtics 16th overall in the NBA draft. After staying overseas for he was selected 16th in the Ben Simmons draft. After staying overseas for a season with the Shanghai Dongfang Sharks. Dongfang, bro? For real? Pause. Shanghai, what the of the Chinese Basketball Association. Yabusele joined the Celtics for 2 underwhelming seasons in 2017-18, 18-19, although he did play well in the G League. He returned to China, and he then spent 1 season playing in France before joining Spanish powerhouse Real Madrid, where he's been the last 3 seasons. So he's on the best international basketball team in the world outside of course, the NBA. Yes, Noah Lyles. The team that wins the NBA championship is the best team in the world. Second best team in the world is Real Madrid. Let's be serious. Yabusele does check a couple big boxes for the Sixers. 6'8", 260, but with that size comes some athleticism and skill. Likely what earned him the nickname the Dancing Bear. Yabusele can do a bit of everything. Dribble, pass, shoot, defend, rebound. He's tough, physical, not afraid to do the dirty work as he demonstrated for France. While his raw rebounding numbers might not be enough to appease Sixers fan masses, he averages over 1 offensive rebound per game with Real Madrid, which illustrates his ability to come up with loose balls. Does it? 1 offensive rebound against Real Madrid on Real Madrid? Bro, who's over there? Who's over there? Come on, man. My man should have more than 1 offensive rebound. Perhaps the most encouraging aspect of Yabusele's development is his 3-ball. He didn't shoot it well during the Olympics, as I said, but he's seen marked improvement the last 4 seasons. In 23-24, he hit 44.5% of his threes on 2.7 attempts per game. It's actually pretty good. It's a really good percentage on a decent amount of attempts per game for power forward. I said he couldn't shoot because I've only watched him play in the Olympics, and he wasn't shooting well in the Olympics. But 23-24, he hit 45% of threes on 2.7 attempts per game. So maybe he can stretch the floor a little bit, while being a strong rebounder. It's also worth noting that he had success with the French national team, which features Wembanyama, French Defensive Player of the Year, Wembanyama and 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, Rudy Gobert. That experience should come in handy playing next to big like Joel Embiid. I guess I'm just going to give you my take on it. I would say for the Sixers, no. Like I said, with the Andre Drummond lineups, and probably not being a great option to play next to Joel Embiid. We tried it with Paul Reed, who's a much better offensive rebounder in general than Yabusele. I don't think it makes a whole lot of sense. If you look at not alongside Joel Embiid, not alongside Andre Drummond, and then you just look at, okay, maybe in that 3rd tier bench lineup, the 76ers already have one Adeem Bona, who I believe already is probably better than Gershon Yabusele. What I think is happening here is he showed out during the Olympics a little bit, and now it's getting people talking, and it's amplified his name a little bit and things like that. But realistically, like they said in this article, he had 2 underwhelming seasons with the Boston Celtics. He was okay in the G League, hasn't been in the NBA since 2019. I'm going to say there was hype because of his Olympic performance, but probably no to the Sixers signing him at the power forward position. As far as another NBA team, just money-wise, I hope he does, because I hope he gets paid. I hope he gets paid. I hope he makes more money than he makes at Real Madrid or whatever else. But I think time has already shown that he's probably not a very good NBA player. Hope he proves me wrong. My answer there is no. You give me your opinion in the comments and anything else you want to talk about. Thanks for being here. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time.